So hi, Stuart.
Hello.
How is Stuart Baggs the brand in 2011? How's life been post The Apprentice?
Brandtastic, I think, to be honest. No, life's amazing. I mean, The Apprentice changes your life, and I think, for most people, it probably goes back to being normal. Even I've noticed that less people recognise you after The Apprentice, but at least I've got sort of some longevity out of it. I mean, I was on that Sunday night show, if anyone was watching it. I mean, it's not exactly a fantastic show, is it? But there was a clip of me on there and Margaret on there, so it was good to see her again. I say good. It wasn't really fantastic the first time, was it, with her reaction to me? But no, it's changed my life. It's fantastic. I love it.
How did you find Margaret? Other than that, because would you get along with her now if you met her again after that experience?
I don't know. I think Margaret's probably exactly as you see her. I mean, I know she sort of gave me a tough interview, but I can imagine sort of saying, Margaret, do you want to go down the pub? And she'd probably go, it's Miss Mountford, and no.
When can we see you on TV again?
Hey, look, I'm in London for a good reason. I've been invited down by a couple of production companies, which is strange because I was going back to my business. I put The Apprentice to bed and then the phone rings and people are saying, have you thought about doing television? And you think, well, actually, I wouldn't mind sort of relocating to London. It's an exciting life, isn't it? So we'll see where it goes. I mean, we'll see if there's any sort of television shows which sort of take my fancy. And inevitably, I'm sure there'll be The Call of the Jungle or something similar, but or Dancing on Ice. I'd love to do that. Could you imagine? I'd have ice skates with rockets on and be skating through fire. In fact, if you're watching, I want to go on skating on ice, so make it happen.
Okay, so that's the one you want, rather than the jungle.
Yes. Oh, God, I wouldn't want to eat grubs.
No.
Mind you, I couldn't look any worse to the public, could I? Imagine their reaction already. If you start rock bottom, you can only go up, can't you?
Well, exactly. People might see the real Stuart Baggs.
You're not supposed to say, but there is no real Stuart Baggs. I'm just as bad in real life. You've got to remember, if people hate me, it's for a very good reason. It's because I'm a cock.
How hard was it watching the show, people's opinions must have been pretty low at times, because, some people...
Low at times? Started off here, peaked about week 5, when it went marginally up about 2%, and then it plummeted towards week 11.
Have you dealt okay with that, the sort of people in the street, in the supermarket, shouting catchphrases at you and things?
I gauge the public's reaction by what they throw at me. So it starts off with they throw, sandwiches at you, burgers, whatever. And then when they start throwing bricks towards the end, you can sort of, and if somebody throws something nice at you, like a balloon, you think, oh, I'm going up in the world. But it's usually bricks, things like that, unfortunately. But, it changes your life. You go shopping, you can't just go, dressed in a T-shirt and shorts like I used to do after the gym. Yes, I go to the gym. I thought I'd drop that in there. In case there's any females watching, I thought I'd share. Good douche.
You've clearly been working out over Christmas.
What can I say? It's not all good looks. It's muscle massacre underneath as
well. Everyone has their own Stuart Baggs highlight. Mine was the one where you were saying I'm alive, and so many people aren't alive.
Yes.
Which is very unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
What was all that about?
Well, look, I think what you miss, and I don't want to go too serious on you, but I do have a little bit of humility, which, people didn't really see on The Apprentice because it is only a little bit. But, I genuinely think if you can, make money, which clearly I'm obsessed with doing, there's two sorts of people. There's the ones that can't be bothered earning any money, that sit on their arse all day, which annoy me. And then there's the people which genuinely, through their own sort of hardship, can't. I mean, there's people out there that have lost both parents, and I can't even begin to sort of, work out what that feels like. So there is a sort of bit of compassion in me, and I really want to help those sorts of people which, go through problems in life, which frankly, my biggest problem is people throwing food at me in the street, and there's people with genuine problems out there. So, it's not all a cock, but mostly a cock.
Did you, when you were building up your business on the Isle of Man, did you think I'd quite like to be on TV? Had you had aspirations ever as a sort of child? Because you obviously seem to have had this focus on business and money and stuff. Did you ever think, I'd like a bit of fame to go with the money?
Well, not really. I mean, I don't aspire to fame. I mean, what I've got now isn't fame; it's infamy, and it's completely different. Fame is, people coming up to you screaming, saying, I want your autograph. Mine is people saying, sign this because my mate likes you or I'll stab you. There's no, it's completely different. And now I've never aspired to sort of do it. And the reason I applied for The Apprentice was to get $100 grand a year job. And as I said to Lord Sugar in the boardroom, or, I think, I still have to call him Lord Sugar, don't I? I don't think he'd appreciate it if I called him anything else. Alan. No, he wouldn't like that. I wanted the job, and 100 grand a year was just the starting salary. I wanted way more than that. What's that, 65 after sort of tax? It's nothing, is it? I mean, that's starting salary. You wouldn't get out of bed for that, really. Viewers, push F5 now to remove my clothing. You have selected no.